I don't know what happened there. Anyway, welcome back. I've already recorded this once, but I pressed the record button and it went on to pause, so I'm just rambling to myself. I want to say thank you for the likes on the last video, and I deeply apologise to anyone who was a little bit stressed out at the end. Yes, I had to put one of my poor dogs down again, another one. A 16-year-old Jack Russell, lovely little thing he was, but he lost his memory. I don't know if he had a stroke or if he had kidney disease. I think it was kidney disease, and kidneys, if they start to pack up, produce a toxin in the blood, and I think that shut his brain down, and that poor little thing was no longer what he was. He wouldn't eat. He didn't know who we were, to be honest. I don't think he even recognised us anymore. So I had to make that dramatic decision to have him put down, and I did that literally the following day of when I announced it, which was the day I posted the video up. So you won't be seeing him anymore, God rest his soul. He was a lovely animal. Anyway, that's two of my animals gone. We've got one left, a terrier, and he ain't doing too good either. He's 17 years old. I mean, he's done well. He's had a lot of fun. But that day's coming sooner than later, I'm afraid, so he'll be gone soon anyway. But anyway, enough of the doom and gloom. What I want to talk to you about this time round is I'm not doing the van anymore for the time being, because I've got more important things to worry about at the moment, and that is a shed that's slowly falling down. Tomorrow we're scrapping the small Fiat Scudo. We've got too much outgoings and not enough incomings, and I can't finish the van without money, obviously. So we're scrapping that tomorrow, saving ourselves a year of tax, but the insurance needs to continue because I need that no claims for the rat rod. We're also going to get rid of a load of scrap, which I'll go into in a minute. But my main objective this week and next week is the shed. We've got about 100 quid set aside for plywood. We've got to scrap the scrap metal because I need extra money because of the vet bill. And if I wander in here, I will show you the state of this shed. You can see the state of the floor, can't you? Well, I'm afraid to say the whole of this back half is falling down. As you can see, there's a hole there, possibly. I don't know if you can see that, it's very dark in here. There's a hole there. Half the wall is crumbled here and here. I don't know if you can see through that gap, but people can waltz in there. I mean, I've got cameras in here. I can see if someone's coming in during the night. It's alarmed, but it still doesn't take away the temptation. But that's not just that. We've also got a soggy roof, which is slowly falling in, and everything on that back wall is getting soaking wet. And there's some fairly expensive stuff lying around. In fact, one tub was full of electronics. I came out here one afternoon, it's full of water. That was it was done. That was all my CB equipment destroyed. So what I want to do is I want to get rid of all these shelves eventually, and I want to move the shaping machine, the surface grinder, the bandsaw. I want them all up this end. The engines I want to shift down to the bottom to make it easier. The bench I want up here, and I want all this lot here gone. So I want this entire area cleared. This bench will stay where it is. That one, I want to put it over there, get rid of them, put the machinery over that area, and I want to put some shelves here. And we've got to be pretty bloody ruthless in what we throw away and keep. There is so much rubbish in here, half of it I don't need. The problem is I'm scrapping tomorrow and I won't have enough room for all the other stuff that's got to go in. So we're now emptying our trailer out, but we're now about to fill it up again. So I've got to find a tow hitch for a Citroen C4. I don't know if they do them at the moment. If they don't, I'm going to have to make one, but I think there's a law that says you can't do that. They have to be e-marked and registered or something as an official product. But my attitude is if it's bolted on properly and it's strong enough, what is the problem? What is the problem? You know, this government's a very money-making government at the moment, and I did vote them in, but I wish I hadn't now. But then Corbyn wasn't the best option for me. I didn't personally like him that much, but I'm, you know, each to their own. So why are we doing this? Well, my shed's going to fall down. I want to take up motorcycle restorations after all this stuff's done. I think that would be far more fun to watch, and I can kick these out a lot quicker, and I know I can produce a high quality finish on each one. I know I can. I've done a few restorations in the past, but we didn't have the correct paint, so the paint didn't survive very well because the shops that sold paint here. There was a company called BB Refinishing, for example's sake. Well, was one of them that wouldn't sell me anything, and I had to go to an industrial paint company, and their paint wasn't very good with petrol. It wiped it out pretty much immediately. So the paint inside of the restorations were not that great, but the quality that I was putting out was, you know, everything was polished up and cleaned up, and I was quite pleased with everything that we'd done. I did these for my kids when they were youngsters. So we've got that to restore. I want to redo that again properly with a proper colour. Strip it right down. So we're going to strip that down eventually, get that on the bench, sandblast the spokes, and we're going to give that a good going over. It will be a semi-restoration because I'm not going to be able to do everything that was done in the factory. I'm not despoking it. So if I paint the spokes, and obviously I'm going to be painting the hubs as well, so there ain't much I can do about that. I'm not respoking it, it's just too expensive. There's possibly a DT LC125 coming soon as well. That is going to be a really good restoration. I'm looking forward to that. We've got the Virago I've got to make some alterations to. A bike test needs to be done soon as well. Other than that, that's what I want to do. But we will be coming back to the rat rod after the truck is finished. Now, scrap. We've got all of this to go in the van tomorrow. This is all the steel, and we've got a lot of alley lying around as well, which I want to weigh in separately. So that's going tomorrow, plus some of the stainless lying around here that's not going to get used anymore. We've just got too much, way too much. Right, the lorry, what we plan to do to get this on the road soon, we're going to get some paint and stuff done for that locker. We've got the other locker to renovate because I wrecked it. We've got the bottom of that to fill in. I don't know if you can see that, probably not. We've got more lights to fit, and then we've got all the mechanics underneath. And before I finally get it on the road, and the battery's about to die, excuse me, where are we? I want to get that ceiling lined and that wardrobe, sorry, that shower room lined, and I want to readdress this. Once that's all been done in here, those 3 jobs, I'm happy to worry about the rest of this to after the MOT, because we need to get this on the road now. Neighbours are getting a bit impatient with me, and I can't say I blame them. It's been on the front garden for close to 2.5 years. So this needs to be on the road now. The gas we can sort out later. We can always cook with a microwave. We've got water, it's not an issue. So that's what's coming up over the next few months, but I'm not doing any work on this truck for at least 4 weeks, possibly. So watch this space. God, am I frustrated at the moment. It's a new day. I'm going for a walk around the BMX track, exercise my brain. The van's gone. The vets are all paid up. I'm just waiting for the ashes to come back with my poor little pup, 16-year-old pup. Anyway, said we were going to start with the shed rebuild. Wood material is so expensive at the moment. It's ridiculous. And here's the thing, right? Bought plywood a little while back thinking it was weatherproof. As soon as about a month's worth of rain sat on it in the garden, it fell apart. So you don't know who to trust. And there's usually the stuff from China you can't trust. That was B&Q. So I'm thinking about having a look at Wicks and see what they've got, because their wood is a lot better quality than some of the other stuff around. Jewson's, forget it, over the top in price. Anyway, so yeah, the car's gone, or the van is gone. That's gone. That's gone. It's been crushed. Got 250 back on that. Excuse me for not looking at the camera, but I'm trying to look where I walk. So what's left? Well, I'm trying to get a tow hitch for the car so I can bring bikes back on a trailer and pick up materials in a trailer. Roof bars. I found some roof bars, no, got that wrong, 50 odd quid, but they don't look strong. It's a little 10mm bolt, that's all that holds them on the roof. So I can't put sheet supply on that. What with the forces of the wind, we'll just tear that completely off. So that's out of the question. The shed's got to be rebuilt. It ain't going to survive another winter. We have another heavy storm like we've been having in the past. We have another storm like we've had in the past. I will lose the whole lot. I know I will. The whole thing will just come crashing down. And my rotten luck, that'll take out some of the other sheds in the other gardens. Even though some of the damage that's going on my shed has been caused by a resident somewhere directly near it. I won't say who. I don't want to be liable. But their children, when they were younger, were throwing out alcohol bottles at it. We could smell cannabis coming from the shed nearby. When I approached him recently about it, he sort of shrugged his shoulders, didn't give a shit. Makes me angry. Makes me really bloody angry. Anyway, so I've been looking around on eBay for roofing sheets instead, steel corrugated. I haven't really come up with much on that one at the moment. There was one guy selling some sheets off, some nice sheets, but even though I was going to put 220 quid in his pocket, he wasn't prepared to travel to 30 miles to deliver it. He says, too far for me. Okay, bud, well, that's your money gone then, isn't it? So I'll have to go back on the internet again and have a look for some more. So what we got? I can't find a tow hitch. I did find one, but it was out of stock, and that was £116. So that ain't going to happen for the moment. So the tow hitch issue could be a problem. The roof bars, well, they are not going to be suitable for putting wood on the roof. They just are not. Maybe packs of tongue and groove I can get away with, but anything with wind anti-deflection to it, that's just going to act like a parachute, and it's just going to rip them straight off. So again, not an option. Lots of mushrooms down here, or toadstools. Anyway, so where are we at? Apart from feeling really fed up at the moment, and I'm sorry to relay that across on camera for anybody else that's really fed up, I don't know what else to do. I really don't, actually, because I don't trust the plywood in the shops at the moment. I think there's too much rubbish import coming in. I could put shiplap. There is a company up at Bacton Way in Suffolk that sells that off and delivers. I could put that on, but I think it would look nice, but I don't think that bloke would look after it. I think his fence, his kids are gone now, but I think his fence, which is half fallen down, I think more of that will eventually fall on the shed and break those. He won't pay for them. I'm about 2 foot away from the fence line, but I don't know. I'm getting a bit frustrated with folk at the moment, you know, people's attitudes towards us. We've got dog poo being left in the front garden. Getting fed up with that now. I'm going to catch that person sooner or later, and boy am I going to crucify them. And my poor old terrier, showing his age as well. We ain't got long with him. So I've got that going on. My son is overworking himself to the point he's now getting strong headaches, and he's only just under 30. He's talking about getting an American car, but he can't afford the car he wants. He needs about 16 grand in his pocket minimum, really. One that he was going to get fell through. It was a Duster, but the bloke never, as far as I'm aware, he never got back to him, but my boy hasn't really spoken about it since. So I've got that going on in my head. I told him, do a motorbike test. Your garage is tiny, you can't really put a bloody an American car in your garden anyway and do it up in that little tiny garage. You'll never get away with it, never. I said, get yourself a motorcycle, do some renovations, restorations, you'll make money on it at the same time, and you've still got something to share with the family, because you can chuck it on the trailer, take it to shows, show it off, win a few prizes if you're that good, and make memories. But he fell off when he was younger. I laugh, I take the mickey out of him, because the road was, in my opinion, was a straight road. It had a slight bend in it, but nothing major, and he went hurtling down there, misjudged it, and flipped the bike. He's lucky to be alive, to be honest. I laugh now, but at the time I was... Actually, that's quite funny, because when I turned up on the scene, he'd already called the police when he woke up from being knocked out cold in a ditch. I swear to you, that's how I found, how I got it told to me. And I was more concerned about the bike than I was his health. I noticed that the bike forks were bent, and I went absolutely Spartacus on him at the time. So yeah, that has scared him. He doesn't want to get back on two wheels because of that accident. He lost his confidence ages back because of that accident. And now his reply to me is I've got too much to lose. But he had too much to lose then, and that's your life. It's as simple as that. You lose your life. It doesn't matter what you own in this world. If your life's gone, it's gone. So I said nothing's really changed on that line. So we've got that going on at the moment. Oh, I don't know. I feel like quitting everything at the moment. That's really doing my head in, depressing the hell out of us. I've got not much work left on the motorhome, if I'm honest with you. There's not much to go. I'm not one for putting my head down to the ground. I tend to put things down and move on to other stuff. That's what I do. But I can't move on to other stuff, because if I do put the bus down, I'll never pick it up again. I know I won't. And it can't stay there as an unfinished project. It just can't. It's too untidy at the moment. So we need to get this shed fixed, so when the bus is finished, we can then make a decision what we're going to do with it. Either use it as a holiday, which is what I originally planned, or get rid. The fuel prices since this pandemic have gone so high, I ain't even sure I'm going to be able to afford to run it now. Whereas before I could have done, but now I'm looking at the prices. I think the last price of diesel fuel I put in the tank was about $1.50 a litre, and I think it was down to about $1.20 before this pandemic. So it's a big difference, especially when you're feeding a great lorry tank. I suspect it'll take about £150–200 to fill the damn thing up, and less than 20 to the gallon. I'm hoping for 20 to the gallon, but I think I'm praying too much at him above, and at the moment he flipping hates me. So no, I think we're going to get about 16 to the gallon, between 13 and 16 to the gallon out of that thing, and I ain't going to be able to afford to run it. So if that's the case, people have said to me about it being overweight. I personally don't think it is. If you was to look at a vehicle of the same shape, size and length with a ready-built cargo on the back, you'll know that the cargo boxes are made of pretty thick, substantial steel. They have to be strong. I've used the equivalent steel to build the sliding units and everything else in there. So no, I don't think I'm overweight, actually. And if you consider the amount of cargo that goes in some of these lorries against what I've actually put in the lorry itself, I don't think I am overweight. I think I'll be fine with it, but I will get a weight certificate just to shut up some of the skeptics. Because I would like to do that. Mr. Welshman, that put a comment up over a year ago, Warrior Welsh or something, I can't remember your name, but okay, fair play to you. That's your opinion, you're entitled to it. I'm not going to knock you for your opinion, but I'm going to prove you bloody wrong, old mate. Right, I think as grumbles go, I feel a lot better. And I was thinking, should I put this up? I'm going to, because I want people to know how I feel at the moment. Really fed up and pissed off, and generally just, I want to fight. That's what I want to do. I want to be like a 16-year-old who's lost his dummy out of his pram and have a damn fight. But at 51 years old, I'll probably damn well lose anyway. In fact, I haven't been that great at fighting in my life in the past. So, anyway. Tow bar. We've got to get a tow bar. I've got to find one. There's a motorbike I want to buy as well, because I want to restore motorcycles when this flipping thing is finished. I want to get the shed completely kitted out for that purpose and that purpose alone. The rat rod, I want to get that finished. That will probably get driven for about 6 months and then sold. After that, it's just the bikes. I want to do my bike test. So we need to concentrate on the future. So I reckon it's shed first, tow bar, or tow bar then shed, whichever comes first that's needed. And at the moment it is looking like I need the tow bar because I need my trailer. Roof bars are not going to be strong enough for that roof. There are only 10mm bolts holding that on, and there's only 4 and 2 bars. Two on, one on each corner basically, 4 in total, and they're 10mm, and they only go down half an inch. I can't see that being strong enough myself. Not a very good car. I mean, it's a free car. It was given to me by my son, and I am very grateful for his assistance on that. But that car isn't going to be really strong enough for what I need it for. He did say ages back I could sell it on. That was my choice, but the wife likes it and it's very economical, so it makes sense to keep it, really, doesn't it? So tow hitch, we need a flipping tow hitch. Just find the one for under 150 quid all in, and that's proven tricky because I don't exactly know what I'm looking for. I found loads for sale, but I keep stumbling across swan neck hitches and they don't include the bar that goes underneath, but they're not being very specific on their details, so I've got to try and interpret some of the rubbish they're saying. I found a manufacturer for 150 quid in the UK, but he doesn't provide the wiring. And the previous conversation with a motorhome fanatic, he said to me when he had a tow hitch fitted to his van, he had to put a special relay in to override the car's electrics. So as the electrics were shut off on the back of the car, I think is how it worked, and was sent through to the back of the trailer instead. So the car got conned into thinking there was nothing connected to the electrics. Otherwise it goes into limp mode or something. His van used to do that. So they don't wire up like the old-fashioned stuff, which is the ones I like. So I have to have that wiring kit for this thing. A Citroen C4 5-door hatchback is what I got. So there you go, tow bar, and then we need to find some sheeting. I've got a friend of mine who's getting some goats soon, so I might shoot round his later because I heard he has got a contact. See what he has to say about it. So with that in mind, I feel better. I'm going to bloody well go away now. See you later.